Hey guys, Jeffries here, and welcome back finally to FMTB. That is, of course, Football Manager the Basics. We are here as Whitehawk. I haven't actually played this save since the beta came out, so that shows how long ago it was now. I think the full game's been released for about 3 weeks, something like that. So it's been a very long time since I last played this game. But I did a little bit of playing before I started recording this, and if I remember, there it is. The last time we saw each other was this match here. We won 10-3 against Chatham. Since then, I've beat Wembley 4-0. If only that was at Wembley. I mean, it is at Wembley, but it's not at the Wembley we know. It's Wembley. I don't even know what their stadium's called, actually. What is their stadium called? Vale Farm. And it's sort of just over the way from the big stadium that we all know and love. Anyway, I won 4-0. Goals from Casabella, who's a new signing. Marcio Martins, who's also a new signing. And 2 goals from Yemi, who's also a new signing. So it shows that the new signings are actually doing their job. Let's do a quick breakdown of these new guys while we're here. So we've got Casabella, who spent last season at Barnet. Before that, he spent virtually the whole time abroad. Started at Atletico C, which is interesting. And yeah, Barnet was the first team he played for in this country. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he does. He'll be one of the players where if things start to go south, he'll be one of the first ones to leave, because he's on quite high wages and he doesn't bring an awful lot. He's a defence midfielder, that's why he's here, because we need some more of those. Marcio Martins on loan from West Ham, as you can see. Not an awful lot else to say about him. And finally, Yemi, who is on loan from Eastleigh. And I know and love him because he was our top scorer when Stevenage won promotion from the what was at the time the Blue Square Premier, which is now known as the Vanarama Conference. Yeah, he was our top scorer for that season, and you see he played for us a little bit in the second season, didn't do as well, and then joined Newport on loan, and then left us to go to Gateshead, which again is a club fairly close to my heart. I have a lot of family members from Newcastle, so Gateshead being quite close. I think some of my family actually go and watch Gateshead from time to time, so again, you know, he stayed with me. Always stayed with me. It's here that I first met him, though, in 2004. I signed him on FIFA 04 for my Northampton side from Yeovil, and he became my top scorer as we went on to win the Champions League. So, yeah, slightly unrealistic, but good player in my mind. Always a good player. And there was that fateful season with Stevenage, so I'll never forget that. So yeah, we've now got a match against Peterborough under 21s, and I'm going to stop wasting time and actually go into it. Like I said, we've got some new players who I'd like to bring in. So let's see about that, shall we? First of all, we got a new goalkeeper by the name of Ross Atkins, who we signed from Wealdstone. He's our second best keeper behind Gune, but I can imagine Gune losing form, getting injured. So to have Atkins as a backup, not such a bad thing. We've also got Sullivan, of course, and if things get really bad, we've got Cronin, who's actually got better stats. Or it looks as though he's got better stats. There's more green down that list, but somehow Gune is classed as a better keeper. I don't quite fully understand the ins and outs of that, but I'm not going to argue with it either. Actually, what formation do I want? Let's go with the diamond for now. I still need to create a third tactic, as you can see. So I'll have to look at that probably in the next episode. Right, defence. I played Sankofa at right back in the last match, and he did really well, so I'd like to keep him there, if possible. And I would like Driver at left back. No, let's play Hills at left back. Let's do that. And then we'll have Ngoy at centre back, and we'll have Cadmore at centre back. In the holding role, those of you who've watched my You Don't Want Anything with Kids live streams, you'd see that I think it was Abdullah that I signed, and he does alright for my Welling Garden team. So I'm going to put him in at DM, see how he gets on there. Now we've got some difficult choices to make. In fact, you know what? I'm going to move Hills to the left midfield, and I am going to put Driver at left back. Gives us that little bit extra flexibility there. Means we can always move him back if things go bad. Put Torres at right midfield, because I'm enjoying watching him play right now. In the attacking midfield role, do I want Deering or do I want Kissick? Ooh, that's 3.5 star. That's 3.5 star. Let's put Deering there for now. Let's try him out. And then up front, we're going to have Matt Barnes-Homer, and we're going to have Yemi Odobade, like so. And then I'll just ask my my assistant to pick the bench. So he's gone for Sullivan, Lorraine, Spiller, Mills, Chonang Ngursa, Rissa, Martins, Ali, Kissick, Gargan, Irvin, and Casabea. So players like Makofo and Williams. Daniel Williams. Might have to terminate that loan. He doesn't seem to be that good compared to some of the other players we've got. Mind you, Yemi doesn't seem that good either, but he scored twice for us in the last game, so I'm willing to give him another chance. Again though, I will be ruthless. If he doesn't step up to the plate, he will be gone. There are no lazy players in my teams. No, no, no. So here we go. Looking for another good, solid, stable performance, a nice win. Peterborough will be a difficult team to beat, even if it is their under-21s. They have got some very, very good players, and they also excel in signing players who no one's really heard of from the non-league and turning them into really good players. And in fact, a good example for them in their lineup right now is Kyle Vassell. And he's going to have his work cut out for him now because Yemi has scored. Would you believe it? There was me talking him up, saying he was a really, really good player. It's the pace. Look at the pace there. Once he gets into the box, only one place that ball's going. Shaped up nicely and curled it beautifully into that bottom corner. Well played, Yemi. No favouritism whatsoever there. Just well played, Yemi. There's Carl Vassell. I can't remember what team he came from now, but he's doing well for them this season, and he did well for them last season too. So it's I like that. I like that story. And I kind of like what Peterborough are doing there. They're not just going out. I mean, they signed Britas Malonga last season and spent a lot of money on him, broke their transfer record. But as well as that, they have signed players like Paul Taylor, Carl Vassell, George Boyd, from teams 3-4 leagues below them. And they've been successful there. Some more than others, admittedly. I mean, you look at Boyd now; he plays for Burnley in the Premier League. So he's one of the case in points of he actually signed for Peterborough from Stevenage for what was at the time a non-league transfer record, and now he's playing in the Premier League. So it's a shame that he couldn't stay with Stevenage a little bit longer, but at the same time, I am glad to see that he did well, and it shows Peterborough's transfer policy. I should probably stop talking up the opposition and start talking about the match itself. We went in at half-time 1-0 up, which is good. I'm pleased with that. And I'm noticing a possible substitution that might need to be made. Teddy Ngoy. He's only on trial with us at the moment, although I am seriously considering signing him permanently. Oh, Hills. Should have done better there. But I am going to bring Ngoy off. I'm going to bring on Chonang Ngasa. I really hope that is how you say that. Chonang Ngasa. I kind of got the Ngasa bit. It's the Chonang. I don't want to say it wrong. I hate pronouncing people's names wrong, even though I seem to be very, very good at it. It's awkward amongst things. Especially when they keep telling you over and over again, and you still get it wrong. That's when it gets very awkward. Right, double substitution. Kissick is coming on for Deering. Although Deering's played well, I think just give him a rest, get him ready for the season. We've only got a couple of matches left before the season begins, if it's not the next match. I really should have checked that before I started recording as well. One thing I can tell you though, good news. I think I did this on camera. I asked the board for a parent club, and they came back with 3 options. One was Shrewsbury, one was Bristol City, and one was Stevenage. So it's actually kind of obvious which one I was going to pick. But I did it for financial reasons, because the yearly fees, Stevenage were actually offering us £10,000 a year, whereas the other 2 teams were only offering us £9,000 a year. So from an economical point of view, it made sense to go with Stevenage also. And I've put in a bid to sign Ryan Johnson on loan for the season. And again, those of you who've watched my live stream, you'll know who he is, as Yemi rattles it in to make it 2-0. Very good finish again. In fact, Yemi was the one who made the run in the first place, and then played it out wide to Torres. And just kept his run going. Just about stayed onside. See the little backing off to get onside. and then just put it in the back of the net. Very, very well played. See why I like him now. He has that awareness about him. Barnes Homers just hit the crossbar. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Stevenage. Trying to get Ryan Johnson in on loan for the season. If we get him in, our defence will be so much better. I'd like it to be that we get him in, and then try and sign him on a free transfer when his contract expires, if that's at all possible. I don't know whether Stevenage will offer him improved terms or not if he does well for us. Let's bring Lorraine on to play left back, even though it's not the most wise thing to do. And Barnes Holmes looking tired, so we'll bring Gargan on. And Torres is looking tired, so we'll bring Spiller on. We'll leave Yemi out there because he's doing okay. See how that see how those get on. I'm pleased with this performance though. I thought we'd be tested quite a bit, but in terms of shots, they've only had 8, we've had 11. They've only had 3 on target, we've had 6. And possession-wise, we've dominated as well. Fouls, we're always on top for that. I don't know how to turn that off really without sacrificing our defensive attributes. It's kind of like on FIFA where you can't go offensive without falling out defensive. It's kind of that system. I like my team to be aggressive in the tackle because then they actually win the ball. Otherwise they just stand off and let the other player go past them. Oh, Spiller could have shot there. Trying to be clever and play the reverse. But that's full time. And we won 2-0, guys. And I'm really pleased. That was a very, very good team performance. And Yemi Odebaid winning man of the match, which... I mean, he scored twice in the last game, but I put it down to the fact that we were playing against Wembley. I thought I'd give him another chance. And sure enough, he scores twice again. So, yeah, I guess in terms of the season ahead, I'm looking forward to seeing if he can replicate it in the league. We've got one more pre-season friendly against Dulwich Hamlet before the season kicks off against Staines at home. And I've got a couple of scout reports that I want to check quickly. I might as well do that on here. We've got some players whose contracts are expiring soon as well. That guy's just not interested. I might sell him. Danny Spiller, Sergio Torres, Sam Deering. I mean, we got some time to wait for these guys. There's no rush. Callum Driver as well. Danny Mills. We're in no rush to offer them improved terms just yet. We'll see how the season goes once we've done the big kickoff. He's rubbish. He's the best of a bad bunch, and he's rubbish. And Barnet don't offer much better either. No. Let's have a look at... They've moved it. I don't like the fact that they've moved it. There we go. Affiliated clubs. Stevenage. So they give us £10,500 a year. There's the obvious things about friendlies, stuff like that. I want to check their team again. So we'll get Lee Mabry on the case, who I still think is our best scout, even though he isn't our chief scout. Ah. Right, let's have a look at this. It's this guy, wasn't it? Daniel Williams, who I'm not so keen on. He's on loan from Reading, would you believe? We'll terminate his loan. Needs to be more shrewd and careful when it comes to just loaning in players. See, Mark Irvine is a better signing for me than Marcio Martins. So I'm going to cancel this one as well. Now let's see if I can bring in Johnson. I would very much like to sign him on loan for the season, because he is such a good centre-back for this league. If I show you his scout reporting stats, look at that. 3.5 star. Potential of 4 gold, 1 black. I still don't know fully what that means. He may be more favourable towards a loan move. He's no intention of joining our club at this current time. There you go, interested in joining our club on loan, so that's good. He's fairly ambitious, fairly athletic. He's a good player. He's a good player, and like I said, he's exceptionally good for this league. So the sooner we bring him in, the better for everybody. And other players we could bring in. Well, there's Johnson again. Edward Jackson, maybe. Dale Gorman is normally the one who I lean towards if I was to bring somebody else in. Steamers youth team are actually doing quite well in the FA Cup at the moment, the FA Youth Cup. Players like Brandon Carney are scoring goals. So's Gorman, so's Kennedy. I think Jackson scored just the other day. So it's interesting to see how they're compared on here to what they're doing in real life. In some cases they might, the game might not have predicted their success. You get that with a lot of players. With some of these, it does look as though they are realising that these guys are pretty good. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I think I've gone on for long enough. This episode is just about the right kind of time that I want it to be, so I am going to end things here. All that's left for me to say is thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, be sure to click the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you guys for your continued support. Don't forget to leave this video a like if you enjoyed watching it, and until next time, I will see you soon.